All right, what's up, everyone? This is a new episode of Sports Anarchy coming at you on this Saturday. We are ready to go, ready to get things going with a new week, a new podcast. I am your host, as always, Matty Lukewarm Ice, and my co-host, as always, is Chris the Gorilla Binder.
What's up, guys?
Chris is rocking the Mariners hat today. Gotta represent now that they've clinched a playoff spot.
No, they did more than clinch a playoff spot. They're like first round bye.
Oh, all right. I
Yeah,
didn't know. I thought like the Dodgers or whoever was probably like ahead of them when it
the
came to that.
Dodgers are on National League, but no, the only two teams that are ahead of them are the Blue Jays and the Yankees, and they're both in the same division, and they're tied at 92 and 68 right now with 2 games left. And whoever wins that one will have they'll have home field advantage, but the Mariners at least have home field in their first playoff series.
Yeah, I was gonna say they clinched the division. Yeah, so they'll have home field advantage. So
Yep, first time since 2001. I'm happy.
let's let's go.
Hey,
Well,
now that my baseball team's finally winning, maybe my football team will actually do something too. Last time
no, it
they
doesn't
did
balance
something
out
with
that way. It doesn't
2002.
balance out that way. You either have one or the other. Like,
That's messed up. That's messed up.
you can't have everything.
No, did
Um,
you see the interview after Cal Raleigh hit his 60th home run?
I did not know.
So they poured water over him and everything, and they won the division. So they're all wearing like they all got sprayed with champagne. And the commentator comes up and goes, "So Cal, how do you feel about hitting 60? And how do you feel about finally winning the division?" He goes, "Might as well go win the whole fucking thing." He actually said that on air. He got fined for it, of course.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
I
Yeah,
thought that was
that
awesome
kind of
though.
makes
It was
sense.
it was pretty cool.
Well, talking about baseball, then we can go over that here real quick. So as of right now, like you said, the Blue Jays, the Yankees, and the Red Sox have all gotten in, but they are competing right now. Well, at least the Blue Jays and the Yankees are competing for the division, clinch the division. Like you said, they're both tied right now at 92 and 68. Um, the Central Division has the Guardians and the Tigers who are competing. It looks like they're both tied at 86 and 74. So, but neither of them have clinched a spot yet because I'm assuming there's only one spot to take since the East has two people in already with the Yankees and the Red Sox.
Yeah, wild cards are
So,
done. There's only two wild
yeah.
card teams, I think.
That's what I'm saying. So basically, the Guardians and Detroit, the Tigers, are competing like just to get in. Like
Yeah.
the one will get in and one won't with that division. Um, I'm assuming Houston still has a chance too, then because they haven't been eliminated. So Houston is at 85 and 75.
They should have been
So
eliminated. I thought there was only two wild cards.
they
Is there
haven't
three?
clinched, but it doesn't say that they've been eliminated yet. So. Um,
I
They
thought
it
because
seems
I
like
thought
they're still in
because
the running.
I thought because Boston. I thought the East, because they have three teams coming out of the East. It would be their division winner and then the two wild cards, right? That's all it would be. When there's only two wild cards, so Astros should be eliminated because there's only 2 games left. There's no way they can catch Boston to get the third spot or the second spot.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, it's yeah, they still have them and Detroit competing against each other from what I can see to see who would get in.
Oh, maybe they're doing
Um,
3 wild cards. I thought there was only two.
yeah, so it shows right now for the playoff bracket that the Mariners have the number two seed and get a bye, and then the number one seed still being determined. And then they had the third versus the sixth, and the fifth versus the fourth. So the first and second round, first seed and second seed get buys, um, and then they'll have four and five and six and three. So
Okay, so yeah, there is 3 wild cards.
Yeah.
That makes
So
sense.
they'll yeah. So like Boston's already a wild card. They don't have a chance to be able to get in other than a wild card,
Yeah.
but those other teams still have chances.
Okay.
In the National League in the East, Philly clinched. It looks like the Mets are still in the running. They haven't been eliminated yet. The Milwaukee Brewers, they clinched the division. The Chicago Cubs clinched a playoff spot, so they're in as a wild card. But the Reds, it looks like, are still. I'm assuming from what it looks like, it's between the Reds and the Mets competing against for the last wild card spot. Because in the West, the Dodgers clinched the division, and the Padres got a wild card. So the last wild card spot will be between the Reds and the Mets to see who gets in on that side of things.
So,
So
talking of baseball, you look at the Pirates. They have arguably the best pitcher in Major League Baseball, in
right
Paul
now, yeah,
Skenes. In
yeah,
Paul Skenes. He is the first pitcher in history to have 200 plus strikeouts in a season and a sub 2 ERA. He's like 1.93 ERA and have
yep.
a losing record.
The team has a losing
No,
record, not
he has a
his.
losing record.
Oh, he does. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Like, even though he shut down other teams, the offense on the Pirates is atrocious. Like, he's able to shut down the teams, but their offense can't get hits to help him.
Yeah, or he gets taken out of the game and the closer goes in and blows it.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. That dude needs to be on a different team. I'm telling you what, like he needs to get out of there.
Once his contract's up, I guarantee he's out. I don't see him re signing with the Pirates.
Unless they pay him a ton of money. Some money talks sometimes, unfortunately, for players. At least we see that in the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't know about baseball, so yeah, it's slowly but surely wrapping up here. We'll be talking about the playoffs and our predictions and kind of going from there. Um, but yeah. So that's about it for baseball that we can talk about for now. So in other news, last night college football. Uh, just because I'm in Virginia, UVA. I'm not a fan of UVA, but UVA football played FSU, Florida State University, who was ranked eighth. Virginia was not ranked. Virginia ends up upsetting them in double overtime, and beating them. And there was some controversial calls in that game, even after like replays. But it was still a wild game. I mean, FSU should have handled their business, being ranked eighth. Um,
Well, and FSU is
uh,
the one that handed Alabama their loss first week, right? Was that
might
Florida
have
State?
been.
I think it
Yeah.
was Florida State that beat Alabama in week one.
I believe so. I think that's why they were so. Yep, you're right. They beat them 31-17. Yeah, they beat Alabama.
So,
So
by proxy, Virginia could beat Alabama.
makes sense. Yeah. I mean, Virginia going into that game was 3-1. They're not a
Yeah,
bad team.
I don't
So,
understand why
but
they're not ranked. They're pretty solid. They'll probably be ranked after this week.
yeah, I was gonna say they'll probably be like in the 20s, probably. Um, but yeah, it was. I'm again like I don't know. I'm not a big fan with like the fans rushing the field, but they did. And the last play of the game was FSU on offense throwing the ball up as like a Hail Mary type situation, and the UVA guy intercepted it in the end zone. And the fans were already on the field, like waiting to rush. So it instantly, as soon as he caught the interception and the ref, waved like no catch, like the fans rushed the field and they actually stampeded on top of the two players that were in the end zone. Like they trampled them, and I'm just like, that one of those players is your own team, like your own college that you're running on top of, like. And there was a picture of a UVA fan walking up to the FSU quarterback with his phone out, like recording him and giving him the bird. And the caption just said, "Stay classy, UVA, stay classy." I was just like, what's
What's
the
the
point in
point of,
that?
yeah? What is the point? Like that's just wow, wow.
Like, I think you're just trying to get that player, especially with it being the quarterback, and the cameras are going to be on him. That fan was probably just trying to get a reaction, maybe get the quarterback to push him or something. I don't know, like to try to just get him riled up. But to me, as a fan, I've never been a big fan of rushing the field. I just feel like it's dangerous, but it is almost like a tradition. I'm glad they don't do it in the pros. That would be nuts. Like if fans rush the field as like at pro games.
Yeah, that'd be stupid.
So,
Yeah, I've never
but
been a fan of it either. Like too many people get injured, and there's stupid stuff that can't be controlled. Like you have 30,000 people rushing a field. Like there's a lot of stuff that can't be controlled. There's things that are gonna happen. It's dangerous. It's stupid. Like don't do that shit.
what
And
was it last year? One of the teams, I can't remember who it was. They took the goalpost down like they normally do.
yeah,
And the fans carried the goalpost through the streets. They took it out of the stadium, carried it through the streets, and threw it into the river. Like they they carried it through the city and threw it into the river.
wow, wow,
Right?
wow.
Like, what do you do at that point? Like, do you go and get it and bring it back to the stadium, or do you just buy a new goalpost? Like,
I would assume buy a new one because you ain't getting that one back. Even if you do, it's not going to be the same.
is that gonna be the same? Yeah.
No,
So yeah,
I've always hated rushing the field and everything. And then the thing that people don't understand or don't think about is these players for colleges. They're young, very young adults,
yeah,
like 18 to 22 typically. Like you're not going to find many players in college that are older than 22. Like it happens, but it's not very often. So you're dealing with young adults that are still developing their minds, still developing like their own personality. It's not like they're a baby, but they kind of are. They're a baby adult.
baby
And
adult. There you go.
it's you run at somebody that's like 18, 19 years old, and you're flipping them off. Like their first reaction is, "I'm going to fight." Like
Yeah, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Yeah,
you're trying to fight me, so I'm gonna fight. Like it's the fight or flight kicks in, and we expect these like 18, 19-year-old kids to have
self
I don't know,
control. Yeah,
yeah, the self control to not do anything. But if they do something, they're in a shit ton of trouble. But the person that instigated it is not in trouble at all. Like I think that's ridiculous. Like somebody that does that shit, even to the opposite team, that person should be banned from all games in the future.
yeah, yeah.
Plain and simple.
Just like the Bills fan that pushed Lamar.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he got banned from the games.
he got banned from
Um,
all NFL stadiums for life.
oh, all NFL
All of
stadiums.
them.
Dang.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's crazy. Um, let's see, with the games going on currently, we had another upset last night as well. Let me take a look here. What week are we in? Here we go. So, does it show me the games from last night? Here we go. Yeah. Arizona State upset TCU. TCU was ranked 24th, and Arizona State wasn't ranked. They beat them 27-24. So two upsets on a Friday night. Right now the big games are 21 ranked USC versus 23 Illinois. Illinois is up 17-10. Notre Dame is thumping Arkansas, like they're beating them 42-13.
Wow.
Um, Vanderbilt and Utah State is a shootout. Vanderbilt ranked 18 is 31. It's 31-21 against Utah State at halftime. So Vanderbilt's one of those teams that they always make fun of because they're never ranked and everyone like in the SEC stomps them all the time. But now they're doing good. They're ranked 18th. Like if they keep this up, like I could see them maybe getting into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Um, the big game everyone's looking at is number 4 LSU versus number 13 Ole Miss. They're both 4-0. That game's at 3:30. That game is funny. I didn't know if you saw in the media that Old Miss's head coach, his daughter was caught like going on a date with the defensive player for LSU. Like there was like pictures online that he was like hooking up with the Ole Miss's coach's daughter, and I'm just like, that takes some cojones to be like, you know what? I'm gonna go after our opposing team's head coach's daughter. Like, that's crazy.
Wow.
And it's like, is the daughter doing it? Like, is she just like, I'm gonna get back at my dad. I'm gonna date like, the other team's player, or like, is the player for LSU the one that's like, trying to get in the coach's head? Like, what's going on here?
That's kind of funny.
And then the only other one that's pretty big will be tonight's game, number 17, Alabama versus number 5, Georgia. So that'll
How
be
is
at
Alabama
7:30.
still ranked?
They're only 2-1. It's not like they've lost a bunch of games. They lost their first week
Yeah,
so
but who
far.
have they beat?
So I'm saying, so if they beat Georgia, like Georgia technically should have lost to Tennessee last week. Tennessee just choked it away. Like they had that game. The kicker just couldn't handle the pressure, and he hooked it so far left it should have gone into the stands. Like it was crazy how bad he missed that kick. So Georgia's lucky they're even still undefeated. I don't think they should be ranked number 5 with almost losing to Tennessee, but that's just my opinion. I'm
Where's
not a part
Texas
of the
ranked?
AP poll. Huh?
Where's Texas ranked? I haven't looked.
I think 7. Let me double check here. I don't know who they're playing today. I don't even think they're playing. No, they're
Yeah.
10th.
10th at 3-1. So I love how like after week one, when Texas lost to Ohio State,
Yeah.
there everybody was like screaming at Arch Manning like he's a flop. He's not going to be that good. He's terrible, dude. They're playing the number one defense, where 5 of their 11 people are slated to go in the first 2 rounds of the NFL draft. Like he's playing against NFL caliber team, and he didn't play terrible. His receivers couldn't catch a damn thing, but since then, like he's been tearing it up. He's been doing good. I'm not on the Arch Manning hype train. He'll never be as good as Peyton. I mean, he might be as good as Eli.
Hey, I mean, if you can win 2 Super Bowls, I mean, I think any quarterback would take that. Like, I don't think any quarterback would be like, 2 Super Bowls, nah.
2 Super Bowls, one of which was a wild card. He was
Yeah,
a freak. They were the wild card team. That's
yeah,
crazy. But no, like I don't know. I'm not on the Arch Manning hype train. I don't think he's a top 10 prospect, but he's solid.
yeah.
He'll be a good quarterback.
They're saying now with like Archie, like he was going to be the saving grace for NFL teams. He was going to be the number 1 overall pick. Now they're saying the quarterback for South Carolina is
Yeah.
projected to be like the number 1 pick, which I don't have much faith in him either. I don't know. I kind of feel like Archie needs to stay in college one more year, and then he could probably get you know a
The
top
number
pick.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have him go now. I would say wait, but
You need more
that's got to be on
development.
him.
He
Yeah.
he definitely needs more development. But he's
So
not terrible. Like and people were like
yeah.
on the bus of like bench him. He's terrible. Like he's not even in the Heisman running anymore after week one. I'm like, "Dude, guys, he played the number one defense in the country. Like
Yeah.
anybody's
Yeah.
going to struggle against that defense. Like NFL teams would struggle against that Ohio State defense.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. You can't base it off of just one week. So alrighty, well, cool. And so if we move on here and we can talk about some of the games that happened last week. Um, we appreciate everyone's viewing our YouTube shorts. One of our YouTube shorts hit 1,400 views.
That's
So
amazing, people. Thank you.
yeah, and it was the one that hit that many views was your top five picks. It was when it was just you pointing yours out. It was a 19-second video. So
Yeah, mine were like
everybody
super
likes your
fast. It was
video.
like this, done.
Yeah. We did get some comments from it on here. So I was gonna pull this up here. So we had one person, Raga395, if I'm saying that right. He said Rams are number four over the Ravens. You're crazy for that. So he didn't like having the Rams at number four.
Okay, so
Ventus,
to argue that,
yeah.
the Ravens have fallen apart. They kind of have. Like, I originally at the beginning of the year, I had them as my number one team. Like they're a Super Bowl favorite. Like I thought Lamar's gonna win the freaking uh,
MVP.
MVP. They're gonna
Yeah.
go to the Super Bowl. Not I don't know if they'd win it. Like they have the defense. Like week one, we were talking about how great their defense is and how good Lamar has actually like stepped up as a quarterback. And then they just fell apart. Like dude,
I
they,
think
they
Lamar
have
is still playing at a high level though. I think it's kind of just the
the
defense
defense.
isn't as good, and then Derrick Henry has had a fumble in each game, one fumble in
Yeah,
each game. Like
which is
so,
weird for him.
yeah,
But I mean, he's been a fantasy bust every week except for the first week.
yeah, that is true because I have him on my fantasy team.
Yeah, he's getting. I think he's take the first week out where he had like 30 freaking points and won your fantasy matchup with me. Like he's the reason you won. I was
Yep.
freaking 25 points ahead of you, and all you had was Derrick Henry. But
Yeah.
since then, he's averaging like 4 to 6 points. Like he's not scoring touchdowns. He's not rushing for more than like 40, 50 yards. Like he's definitely struggling, and I think it's more of his age is actually finally showing.
Yeah. I mean, well, some of them I don't think is all his fault. Like the one against the Lions, like he didn't know that Aiden Hutchins was like right behind him like that. So that one's kind of hard to defend against when he literally had a guy like right in his face as soon as he had the ball. And then he's got
Yeah,
a guy behind him that he doesn't know about. So it's just like that one I could see, but the other ones, yeah, it's just not, he just isn't playing his normal self.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, they lost to the Bills after they should have won that game. They were up what 40? It was like 41-27 or 41-25, something like that.
Yeah, I think they had like a 19 or 20 point lead, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the fourth quarter. Like you go in the fourth quarter with that kind of lead, and you're the Ravens. You're expected to win that game.
Yeah.
Like they should have handed the Bills that loss, and then they lose to the Lions. Like yeah, the Lions are good, but they're not as good as they were last year. They're nowhere near as good as they were last year, but they were coming off pretty good hype after that complete smackdown on the Bears. But still, like that's why the Ravens are not in the top five. Like
Yeah.
I had to take them out of my top five. I had to put the Rams above them. Rams are a better team right now. The Ravens have a lot more to prove because we expected them to go far this year. Like
Yeah.
all NFL analysts expected the Ravens to be the number one team this year, and so far they've ate crow.
Yeah, that still early. I think they still have a chance to, get in and do some damage if they clean some things up, like on defense, clean up like the fumbles, stuff like that. I think they can still be a contender.
Yeah,
With you saying putting the Rams in over them, we then had another person, Ventus Vibes, who said, what's the justification for a team that's not even best in the division at four? So basically saying the Rams aren't the best in their division, but we're putting them in at number four as one of the top teams.
because they were the best in the division. Just because the 49ers have a better record does not mean they're a better team. I'm sorry. The Rams are a more well-rounded team. The only reason they lost to the Eagles was some bullshit calls and calls being missed. Like every single one of those tush pushes that the Eagles did, there was their linemen were lining up off sides, like on the ball. Their linemen were false starting and not getting called. Even after the NFL came out and said, hey, we're going to be really cracking down on this, they let them get away with it every single time. There was not a single call against them for that.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
watched every single time they did a tush push, there was lined up offsides and false start every
and
single
full
time. And
start. Yeah.
they ran that tush push like what 8 or 10 times that game.
That was in the Chiefs game, but in our game they ran it like 3 or 4 times.
I
One
thought
of
they
them
ran it
was
more than
for a
that.
touchdown. One of them was for a touchdown that would have gotten called back because of the false start, but they didn't. They didn't call it. And then we had a touchdown that was taken back for holding because our center pancaked one of the defensive players, and even the commentator said, "How were they able to see that that hold?" in that big pile of mess. He was like, but then they couldn't see the false start for the tush push. Like he literally said that on TV. So it's
Yeah,
like even when the commentators are like pointing out like, oh, that doesn't make sense that they called that touchdown back, but then they won't do it for the Eagles. So and we did a video on the tush push, but I thought it was going to get a lot more views, but it didn't get as many views as our top five. But the Disorder Lord, which is David, short but not long, that was doing the podcast with us, he said the tush push needs to go. So that was his comment on it. But he's a Cowboys fan, so I think he's a little bit biased. But he's saying that he doesn't like it either, and that it should be gone.
I think that for the tush push to stay, they need to have, if the refs are missing those calls, there's enough cameras there that they catch it. It should be called from New York. It should be called from the main office. They call
Yeah,
down to the refs and say, hey, there was a false start on there. You guys didn't catch it. Hey, this guy was lined up offsides. You didn't catch it. Call the penalty right now. It's 5 yards.
yeah,
Get him back.
yeah.
Like they should do that. Only on the tush push plays because they're not catching it. Either that or they're just letting it go and they don't care.
Yeah. Um, and I think a lot of it is they're just letting it go because they don't care because at least again in my opinion I might be a little biased but I feel like they're pushing the Eagles as kind of like the new team this year that they want everybody to like because they were tired of the Chiefs. It was the Chiefs was the new Patriots, like when the Patriots had Brady and they were winning all those titles. Now they're kind of pushing the Eagles, I feel like, a lot more. So um let's see, I was trying to pull up here. So then we had a comment on just our complete YouTube, our complete podcast on YouTube that we post as well, where we post all of this instead of just the shorts. And Immortals Shadow 70, who is Cody that we know, he commented that a boy Matt. He was giving me a shout out. He said, "I have the Chargers at 5 right now, but they do look really good." He said if they uh, if they out all the pieces together, they could definitely find themselves in the top 4. Top 3 is kind of sealed at the moment with the top 3 teams. And then he gave us his picks for. He said MVP feels like Lamar, like we were saying. He said dark horse would be Justin Herbert. Again, he's a Chargers fan, so he's a little bit biased. But
Yep.
offensive player of the year, he put Barkley. Dark horse, he said Jonathan Taylor. I think Jonathan Taylor is a good one right now. He
Yeah.
is he is making that Colts team look invincible right now. And he's making Daniel Jones look like a top tier quarterback. So
Making Daniel Jones look like an MVP favorite.
yeah, exactly. So I agree with him. Jonathan Taylor for sure could easily take a offensive player of the year. Defensive player of the year, he had Garrett, Miles Garrett. On offensive rookie of the year, he had McMillan. I still
That's
think
who I said.
I still think Ubaka, is that how you say it?
Yeah,
For the
Emeka
Bucks.
Mbaka
Yeah.
from
Like
the Bucks.
I still think he's going to get it. That one-handed catch that he had from Baker Mayfield was nuts. And then Baker Mayfield told him on the sideline, "Don't you ever disrespect my passes with a one-handed catch ever again." He literally told him that. He said, "Two hands. You're gonna catch my balls with two hands." I was just like, dude, only Baker Mayfield would do that. Like,
Well, and he could have a big week this week too. Really push him over the edge because Mike Evans is out this week with a
that, yeah,
hamstring injury, so
yeah.
he's going to be the number one target.
Then he said defensive rookie of the year. He said, honestly, I have no clue, which I kind of agreed. I don't really, we kind of both said we don't really know of anybody that's really like standing out for that. Coach of the year, he says Jim Harbaugh. We did kind of forget coach of the year. We didn't go over that. Um,
Mm,
but he was saying Jim Harbaugh, and I just I I don't know about that one.
I think if the
One of
Chargers make
these
the
lower
playoffs,
teams,
yeah,
like the Colts head coach, I don't even know who that is to be honest. Like the Colts, if they get into the playoffs, I could see him winning coach of the year.
yeah,
Bottom five, he had the Dolphins, the Panthers, the Browns, the Jets, and then the Saints. Um, which I don't know. You can't really say the Browns anymore after beating the Packers. Like that's, I mean, the Dolphins and the Jets and the Saints, yeah, definitely. But I don't know about the Browns anymore.
or the Panthers. Honestly, the Panthers aren't doing terrible.
They blew out Atlanta, yeah.
They
So
shut Atlanta out. Atlanta never even got past the 30-yard line. Like, they shut them out.
yeah, and then top five he has right now the Packers, the Eagles, the Bills, the Ravens, and the Chargers. Which before those games happened, I mean that was pretty good, but I think now after the games have happened, the top five is gonna shake it up a little bit. I feel like this week for us, and the bottom
Yeah,
five I think is gonna shake up a little bit too, because like I said, the Browns and Panthers both doing good. So, um, but awesome. So yeah, I love that we get these comments. We've kept our promise. We're gonna talk about them on the show here. I think we had a couple on TikTok that I can pull up here. Our TikToks aren't getting as much like video watches. Um,
views.
but
Yeah.
yeah, views. Um, I'm trying to see like the best way to view the comments on here. Here we go. So the Rams versus Eagles game, I posted that on who we thought was going to win. Um, Frags, who is John that we know, and he has his stream. If you guys want to go check it out, that he does gaming. If you guys want to go check out him playing different games, he mostly plays Apex. He said Eagles started very slow last year as well. So saying the Eagles started off slow and then they got their momentum, and then now after the win against the Rams, they've gone 18-0. They haven't lost a game in 18 straight games. So Philly by 18 said, "Just wait, gents. Rams have zero chance." Now, yes, the Rams ended up losing, but I don't think you can say they had zero chance when we basically were a field goal away from winning it. So,
They led the league, or they led that game most of the game.
yeah. Um, that's all the comments we had on that one. The top five, Frag said solid picks on that as well. For when we had our top five picks, so he said solid picks. Um, let's see, and then the Tush Push video on TikTok. Foosby70 said just because the other teams can't pull it off just means that they are jealous of the Eagles. So a little bit of an Eagles fan there. And then Joey Anderson said Jalen is the only QB really built for the tush push. That's a pretty solid statement because he's such a well built guy. You see him squatting as much weight as like Saquon does. I'd say the only other quarterback that's built for it would be Josh Allen. I think they could do it with Josh Allen if they wanted to. He's a
I don't
big
think
enough guy.
I don't think Josh Allen has the grip strength that Jalen Hurts does, though. Like that was one thing they pointed out in that Rams game. Like Jalen Hurts ran the ball once, and he didn't
Yeah.
have the ball tucked. He had the ball in his hands like this, and the Rams defender came up and smacked the ball, and all it did was move his hands. Like he didn't let go of the ball. Like dude's got
Yeah.
some grip strength.
That is true because like he could. It wasn't like he was going for the first down, so it's not like when you cross the plane, it's a touchdown and then the play's over. Like the ball was still alive, and so the Rams could have punched it out if they wanted to because he was just going for a first down. And yeah, like you said, he kept on like smacking it, and it just was not moving at
Yeah.
all. So, um, so yeah, cool. What do you think about our comments that we've had so far?
Um, just because you guys make the comments doesn't mean I'm going to agree with them all. I get that. I understand the point of the guy saying that, just because other teams can't do it makes him jealous of Philly. Um, yeah, I mean, Philly does it very well. They do the tush push very well. I don't think another team in the NFL really could do that the way that Philly does it. My problem with the tush push is there's way too many penalties that are overlooked during the tush push.
Yeah.
Like that's my problem with it. They're not calling these penalties on the Eagles when they should be. It makes it not really a fair competition.
Yeah, exactly. And I agree, and especially when they like when the announcers say like, "Oh, like they show it and it's like, "Oh, clearly they're offsides. They're not lined up correctly." And like, I don't know, when everybody can see it, that's when it's an issue. It's just like if everyone can see it, then they should be calling it. And especially when the NFL said to the referees, "Start calling it. Like crack down on it." And literally the very next game, they didn't call any. They didn't call it a single time. Like
Yeah. And I
so,
mean, you have
I
you
don't
have
know.
two side judges that are lined up exactly on the ball. So they look down the line, they can see the ball.
Yeah,
Like those are the guys that should be calling this. Like, hey, this dude's offsides, throw the ball or throw the flag. Oh, hey, this guy jumped, throw the flag. Like that's what they're there for. They're looking at the line of scrimmage to see if there's any issues with lining up, with false
yeah,
starts. They're the ones that catch those.
yeah, yeah. So, alrighty, well, cool. Well, want to do a little news segment that we haven't done yet, and then we'll get into our top five, bottom five, and then we'll finish it off with our picks of the week, picks of the week. So the new segment that I wanted to do was pretender or contender for the teams that are currently 3-0 right now. So we're gonna judge all the 3-0 teams if we think they're pretenders or if they are actual contenders. So let's start off with an easy one. Throw a little softball up there. The Buffalo Bills at 3-0. Are they pretenders or contenders?
I'd say contenders. Uh, I'm on the fence on that one though, even though I love the Bills. Like I loved what the Bills have been doing, and I have them in my top five. I they're struggling a lot. Like they're winning the games, but
Yeah,
they're coming from behind like every time. Like they're not taking the lead and just running with it. It's that they should be the team that's out there dominating, like absolutely demolishing teams. Like they have the offense to put up 45 points a game, and
yeah,
that's the only reason I'm on the fence. Like they haven't shown their best. I still think they're a contender because there's not many teams that can beat the Bills, but they need to show their best. Like they need to come
yeah,
out balling. Like
yeah.
so.
I agree. I think they're contenders as well. I think yes, questionable with the first game against the Ravens. I think the Ravens choked that away more so than the Bills winning it, in my opinion. But they have a chance. They have the ability, like you said, to put up some numbers. I don't know about their defense quite yet. Ah, man down. I I don't know about their defense fully, how much you can rely on them, but yeah, the offense can put up numbers.
How,
So,
how do they keep? How do they let the Dolphins stay in the game with them with Tua throwing 100 yards? Literally 105 yards is what he had.
Yeah.
and the Dolphins were still in that game with them. That shows me that the Bills are not putting out their best work.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if they can clean stuff up and sharpen stuff up. But yeah, I would put them in contender uh status as well. So next team, the Los Angeles Chargers at 3-0. I'll start with them this time. I think they are contenders. I kind of put them in as my sleeper team for the playoffs. I'm pretty sure I put them in as winning the division. I think when we did our division picks.
You did.
So so
So
as
did
of
I.
right now, looking good. I know Cody will be happy, seeing his team at 3-0. They need to clean up some stuff as well. There were some games that were kind of sloppy by them, but starting off with beating the Chiefs was a good start. Um,
Their first three games, they're 3-0. Their first three games were division opponents.
yeah,
Like they literally went Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos.
yeah. So I mean, I think they're contenders, and like I said, I had them up there. So Justin Herbert, you know, I think I need to see a little bit more from him to get him, especially if Cody thinks he's going to be a dark horse for MVP. He needs to be putting up some bigger numbers, but still like the team overall. So
I would say they're contenders as well. I think the scariest thing about the Chargers is their run game hasn't clicked yet, and they're still winning games. Like
yeah,
once their run game clicks, they're gonna be scary. Like they could be dark horse going to the Super Bowl. Like they could be the team to unman the Bills.
oh wow,
Like
bold
I,
prediction right here, hot take by Chris Gorilla
I'm a
Binda.
Raiders fan. I'm a Raiders fan, so it hurts me to say that shit. It really does. But I mean, do they look good? And
Yeah,
without a run game, they look good. Imagine what they're like when they actually have a run game.
exactly. All right, love it. All right, next team that's 3-0, the Indianapolis Colts.
Pretenders.
Ah!
They're starting out 3-0. I will bet they finish the season 8-9.
8-9, not even a winning record.
Nope.
Oh, wow.
I think they're pretenders. I think Daniel Jones shows his true colors. The only thing that's a saving grace right now for them is their offensive line and Jonathan Taylor. But I think you put
Okay.
damn near any running back behind that offensive line, and they're going to look great. Like
Yeah,
that's not a knock on Jonathan Taylor. The dude's super talented. He's an amazing. He sees the field like most running backs hope to see the field. Like I mean, he's that good. He makes people miss. But I think you put any running back behind that offensive line, they're 1,000 yard running back. They're that offensive line is that good. That to me, that's the best offensive line in the NFL.
yeah, I definitely agree. 100%. Um, I'm scared to say this because the Rams play them this Sunday, but I'm gonna say they're pretenders as well, just because of the teams they played. Now, if they beat the Rams, I will have eaten my words, because then they are contenders if they beat the Rams. But at this point, until they show me that they can beat a top team like the Rams, that is has a good defense, has a top tier offense, then we'll see. But I'm going to put them as pretenders for now, only solely because of the teams that they played. But I agree with you 100%. They have the best offensive line in the NFL for sure, without a shadow of a doubt. Um, let's see. So we went over Bills, we went over Colts, Chargers. So now the last three, we have three more. So let's start with the Tampa Bay Bucks at 3-0. So my turn with that. So Tampa Bay, I think, is contenders. I love Baker Mayfield. I love his mentality. I was talking about this with Frags with John the other day, that I was concerned when he first came into the NFL. I thought he was another Johnny Manziel. I thought he was just going to be a flash in the pan, just running his mouth, but couldn't actually, play NFL type football. And he kind of showed that when he was with the Browns, and then he got humbled, He then, went to a couple different teams, came to the Rams. I think McVay kind of turned things around for him and made him believe in that type of culture, the we, not me, and he has said on podcasts and different things like that he he was able to find God, and he was able to find religion and to be able to help him like humble himself, and now he's completely turned his career around. I love the type of mentality he has, his character, and it shows that people can change and people can do for the better if they try, if they humble themselves and try. So I'm all about Baker Mayfield. I love he's had game-winning drives for the first two games. Well, the third one too, I think, because they drove down and then had the field goal against the Jets. So he knows how to win. He doesn't bend under the pressure. Um, so I'm gonna put him in as contenders. I like them.
I'll put them as playoff contenders, but that's
Okay.
it. I
Okay.
don't see them going to the NFC Championship. I don't see them going to the Super Bowl, but they're a contending team. They're a solid, well-rounded team, and like you said, Baker Mayfield has completely flipped his career upside down. Like he started out really good with the Browns, and then got humbled and started sucking. He sucked with dude. He got benched for Sam Darnold. Like that's terrible. I think Baker is by far and away a better quarterback than Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
And then he came to the Rams, had that one drive against the Raiders, asshole. But had that one game against the Raiders where he came in and he
Yeah.
tore it up. He did
Yeah.
good, and then he goes to the Bucks, and he kind of got put in his place. Like he's a leader of the team, but he's not the leader of the team. That's Mike Evans. That is Mike Evans' team,
Yeah.
hands down. And he stepped up into that role, and he has done very, very well. And I see them contending. I see them going to the playoffs. I don't see them winning a Super Bowl or winning anything super important yet. I don't see them going to the NFC Championship. Not going to happen. But as far as contenders, yeah, they're contenders. And you said that anyone can change their path and start going on the right path. I don't think that's true for Johnny Manziel. Just because you mentioned him, I don't think it's true for him. There's no turning his career around. Like, not going to happen.
Yeah. True. All right. So next team would be the San Francisco 49ers at 3-0.
Pretenders. I don't think they deserve it. Um, they've struggled in all of their wins. Their wins were not pretty. Uh, yeah, Purdy got hurt. Ayuk's hurt. Nick Bosa's out for the season again. Go figure. A Bosa brother out for the season. Woo! But yeah, I don't even see them winning their division. I think they're gonna be another team that ends with a losing record, like 8-9, 7-10, somewhere in there. They'll be close to having a winning record, but they're not going to win the division. They're probably going to end up third or fourth in the division, behind the Rams and the Seahawks.
All right. Fair enough. Like it. Well, again, being a little biased, but I am going to say Pretenders as well. I don't think the teams that they've played against have been anybody special to get wins against. And I think next Thursday they will play the Rams on Thursday Night Football, and I think the Rams
Smack
will probably,
down.
yeah, just put a beating on them. Brock Purdy is coming back this Sunday to play against the Jaguars, but I don't even think they'll win against the Jaguars, to be honest. A little spoiler for one of my picks, but I think the Jags will end up beating them. So, um, but yeah, I think they're pretenders, and I don't see them continuing this path for sure. All right, and then the kind of most controversial team right now that's 3-0, the Philadelphia Eagles. Um, I can't help but to put them as contenders because they're 18-0. 18-0 since they've had the combination of Saquon, Devontae, AJ Brown, and Jalen Hurts. When they're all on the field at the same time, they have not lost. Like if one of them's like injured or something's going on that they're not playing, they have lost games. But if all four of them are on the field, they have not lost, which is wild. Do I think they got lucky against the Rams with two blocked field goals? Yes, because I don't know what our offensive line was doing in those two field goals, um, but I can't help but to put them as contenders, and they keep proving me wrong, so I'm not going to go against them anymore.
Yeah, you have to put them as contenders. They're the NFL favorite right now. They're the refs' favorite right now. Like, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we say. Like, they're going to be a winning team, and they're the NFC favorite to go to the Super Bowl this year. So you
Yep.
have to put them as a contender. There's no question about it. They're a solid team. But you remember what happened to the last 18-0 team?
What, the Patriots?
They lost to Eli Manning.
That is true. That is very true. Um, so yeah, we'll see with that. But all right, cool. Well, those are the 3-0 teams for our pretenders contenders. We'll see if they prove us wrong or if they prove us right, when it comes to what we picked. Um, so now we'll get into our top five, bottom five, which will be mixed up a little bit more this time. We love your comments. Comment with us each week with the top five, bottom five. We love it. We want to keep doing the YouTube shorts with these, and we want to keep getting your guys' opinions. And we'll do what we did before, and we'll comment on them. We'll give you guys shout outs and keep it going. We love that we got a lot of views. Let's get likes and subscriptions. Let's get those up as well too. So, all right. So let's start with the worst of the worst. We'll start with the bottom five. And since your videos keep on getting the most, let's start with your bottom five.
All right. Well, my bottom five is a lot different than it was last week. There's teams that are for sure. So the fifth worst team in the NFL, not the absolute worst team, the fifth worst team in the NFL right now. I'm gonna have to say is probably the Titans, which hurts because I said they were gonna win the division.
Yeah.
I,
Hey,
I
I had the Texans winning the division. They're 0-3.
Yeah, and to me, they're the number four worst team in the NFL. So there
Oh,
you go.
wow. So you just jumped right into it.
Titans and Texans, and then we drop down to. It's funny because all my teams are 0-3. Um, I'm going to put the Giants at the third worst, the Dolphins at the second worst, and the Saints at the worst. The Saints are the worst team. The only reason the Jets aren't in the top five is because they really were in that last game with the Bucks. Like every game that they've played, they've been in the game. They haven't been blown out.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
been in the game. It's just little mistakes. They clean up their little mistakes. They have a winning record. It doesn't make sense because I don't think the Jets are that good, but they're showing that they really are. It's kind of
I
cool to see, but
yeah. I I like it. Only like a tweak on one team. So, as the fifth worst team in the NFL, I would say the Jets. I got to put the Jets in there instead. The Jets are, I think, they just don't have any good talent around them to be able to put them at any higher. Then I would say the Titans at number four. Um, and then number three, I would say the Giants, just because, putting in Jackson Dart isn't going to do anything. And then the Dolphins, and then the Saints as the worst team in the
our
NFL.
three worst are the same.
Oh,
Our
the
bottom,
bottom three are the
the
same?
bottom three, ours are the same.
So, like Miami and the Saints are definitely gonna just stay there. Unfortunately, they're just gonna they're gonna be stuck in the basement all
So
season. The Saints are probably gonna have the best pick.
we have more 0-3 teams than we do 3-0 teams right now.
Oh, that is true. But you didn't put the Giants in though, like I did. I thought because you said that your worst was the
Titans,
the
Texans,
Titans, the Texans. And
Giants,
then oh,
Dolphins.
you Giants, Dolphins.
Yeah, Giants,
Oh,
Dolphins, Saints.
okay. Oh, okay. My bad. Okay, yeah. So our bottom threes were the same. Crazy. Well, if those are any of your teams, I'm sorry, but you might as well just wait for the draft next year at this point.
Here's a hot, here's a hot question. Are any of those teams going to not win a game all season?
Only team that I could literally see that is the Saints, to be honest. The Saints are the only
Same.
team I could see that could not win a game.
Same. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, I mean, I see the Giants winning a game, maybe a
Yeah.
few. I see the Dolphins maybe winning one or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could see the Saints going 0 and 17. Be the first time ever a team's gone 0 and 17.
There you go. And hot take with the Giants, we posted it on our Facebook page. Talks of Russell Wilson maybe getting traded now that Jackson Dart is being put in as the starter. So some of these teams that are looking for a quarterback, maybe the Saints, because they don't really have anyone. Um, or what was one of the teams that their quarterback went down and we were just like, oh, they
The
should try
Bengals.
to get the Bengals, there we go. So maybe like the Bengals, could pick him up. I think he could do better with them than other teams. But so just keep an eye on that. Russell Wilson might be heading out the door. It seems like from what it's saying in the social media. So now on to our the top five NFL teams, which again might be a little different this week. So again, I gotta bow to the master since you had the most views. You get to start us off with your top five.
Well, it kind of sucks, but I have to take one team out of the top five because of their loss, and that's the Packers. They were the number one team last week to me. I
Wow.
mean, you lose to the Browns, like that's going to take you out of it. You're no longer a top five team. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like that sucks to say that, but so my top five right now, do the Vikings look good, but I don't think they're top five. Um, Number five, I'm going to put the Rams
All right.
because I still think that they're going to win the division. I think that Eagles game showed just how tough they really are, and there are some bullshit calls that, I mean, they should have won that game, hands down.
Yeah.
They should have beat the crap. They were blowing the Eagles out. Like there are some bullshit calls that and no calls that caused them to lose that. They should be 3-0. So Rams will be number five. Um, Number four, I'm probably gonna put the Chargers. Yeah, I'll put the Chargers as number four.
All right. Nice.
Number three, hmm, this gets tough. Number three, I hate to do this. I'm gonna put the Lions.
What? Oh my gosh. Hot take. Hot take right now.
Let me change this up. Lions, I'm gonna put at number five. I'm going to
Okay.
put the Lions at number five. Drop them down to number five because I don't think they're better than the Rams, and I don't think that they're better than the Chargers. So I'll put them at number five
Okay.
just because they smacked the crap out of the Bears. They put 50 on them, and then they came back and they beat the Ravens, a game they were supposed to lose,
Yeah.
and they stayed in that game the entire time, and they ended up winning the game. They beat a team that's a Super Bowl favorite. You got to give it to them. Give them at least a little bit of love. So I'm gonna put the Lions at number five, and then I'll put the Rams at number four, the Chargers at number three, the Bills at number two, and the Eagles at number one. The only reason the Eagles are number
Yeah.
one over the Bills is because the Eagles are the NFL favorite, like I said earlier. Like they're getting away with murder right now. They get away with everything. The Bills don't get away with everything. The Eagles do.
All
So
right.
I have to
All
put them at
right.
number one.
All right. I like it. It's a good change up, a good switch up. So at number 5, I'm going to put my Rams at number 5. So I'm going to put the Rams at number 5. I feel like we showed, like you said, like good all around skills. We just couldn't finish the game. But I feel like all around team we still did good. Um, Number 4, I'm actually gonna put the Bucks. I like the Bucks. I think the Bucks, they're 3-0. They're undefeated. I gotta put them in there, you know. And I like how they're playing right now. They got the momentum. I think they'll win the division. So I'm gonna put the Bucks in at number 4. Um, Number 3, I'm gonna put the Chargers just because I like they're undefeated as well. I like how they're looking. And then the top 2, like you said, are kind of solidified right now. Number 2 is the Bills. Number 1 is the Eagles. So the Eagles are 18-0. Like I said, when they have those 4 players on the field, till someone can stop them, I got to keep them as number 1. They're the Super Bowl champs. To be the champs, you got to beat the champs, as Ric Flair would say. So, yeah, 5 Rams, 4 Bucks, 3 Chargers, 2 Bills, 1 Eagles, which I'm sure I'll get grief over putting my Rams at number 5 since they lost,
I
but
put them at number 4.
yeah,
I put them at number 4. I think they deserve it. I think they're one of the better teams in the NFC. Now, the only reason I didn't put the Bucks in, that I put the Lions in over the Bucks, is
yeah,
because Mike Evans getting hurt. That's it. If
that could
Mike
be a
Evans hadn't
factor.
gotten hurt, and we know he's going to play the whole season, not hurt, the Bucks are there. Bucks are over the Lions all day long.
Yeah, and we'll see with the Lions. I have them in as like 6 because I feel like they're getting there. They're starting to get some momentum again. I guess I'm an old fart, but I hate all these teams like the Eagles and the Lions that just go for it on 4th down all the time. It's like what happened to defenses stopping teams and then they had to punt, like, or if it was like 4th and 1, you had to run the ball, like you couldn't do the tush push, like So I guess I'm just old school and I don't like this new school of just like, oh, it's 4th down, we're just gonna go for it because I feel like that's teams don't punt anymore because of that too, because coaches just go for it all the time and they rely on their defenses. But again, that's just kind of me and my old school mentality. So, um, I'm an old fart.
No, I
um,
say that. I agree with you. Like I see, like how many teams went for it on 4th down last week? Like
yeah,
it was
yeah,
always around the 50-yard line. It was very rare on their own side of the field. Like if they got stopped behind the 30 on their own side, like yeah, they're going to punt the ball for the most part. There's a
yeah,
couple times the Eagles and the Lions went for it there, and I'm like, what the hell are you doing? But
yeah. That's true.
here's an odd stat that I saw. I text you about it on Sunday. There was just in the morning games there was 5 missed field goals. 5.
Yeah,
There was 6 blocked field goals. Those aren't part
that's
of the 5.
crazy.
There was
Yeah,
6 other field goals that were blocked. That is
yep,
insane. I've never seen
yeah.
a week where that's happened.
Yeah, even in the college football, the TCU Arizona State game, where they were kicking the field goal to win it, Arizona State, and the announcer even pointed out like, well, none of these are ever guaranteed anymore after the games on Sunday. Like, you know, like
Right?
he even pointed it out. It was a college football game, and he's pointing it out. So, um, yeah, it was a crazy stat. That Sunday. It was just crazy, just in general. All the games were super close. All those special team plays were nuts. Um, all right, so let's get into our last segment of the day, our picks of the week. Picks of the week. Picks of the week. Picks of the week. Sports Anarchy picks of the week. Um, so I wasn't able to find a way on to change up on our picks to not do the confidence points, but it still shows you your overall record, and we'll just base it off of that. We won't base it off of points. We'll just base it off of overall record.
Dude,
Um,
yeah, last week was bad. I seriously I got one game in the morning slot right. One.
So right now I'm at win-loss ranking. I'm 34-15. Where are you at right now?
25-24.
So I got you right now. So
Sunday
this
hurt.
so in case anybody's wondering or doesn't know, we play for this pop for the picking of the weeks. So the winner always gets this pop if they have the best overall record at the end of the year. I was last year's champ, so I still have it, and at this rate, I will keep it. No.
Probably like
So let's start off. The first game we had was the Thursday night game was the Seahawks and the Cardinals. I had picked the Seahawks and got it correct.
same here. That game was a lot closer than I expected it to be.
It was, yeah, because the Cardinals came back at the last fourth quarter at the last minute. A lot of comebacks here lately. Teams have just not been finishing people off.
Yeah.
They've been letting teams come back a lot. But so the first slate we have here is the Minnesota Vikings versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I will let you, my good sir, start first.
I think this is literally like the split on it for the week, like the voting on it basically. It's
Yeah,
49.98% versus 50.02%. Like that is
that's
so
crazy.
close. But I picked the Vikings on this one. Dude, Carson Wentz looked good. He looked really good. And he's actually got good receivers to throw to. He's got a good offensive line, good defense. Like the Vikings, they're coming together. And since they
Yeah.
benched that J.J. McCarthy guy, like they look good. Give them props.
Yeah. Yeah, I went with the Vikings as well. I just the defense really stepped up. Maybe that's the game they needed to get that confidence. So I picked the Vikings as well just because they have the momentum right now. So
See, I didn't put my lock or my upset in the first pick.
I was waiting for it though. Like I was waiting for it. I was like, come on,
That,
it's gotta be
that
one
one's
or the
too
other.
close. That one's too close to really throw one of those on,
Next pick is the Washington Commanders versus the Atlanta Falcons. Daniel Jane Daniels still will miss the game, so Marcus Mariota will make his second start. I picked the Commanders to win this game, even with Marcus Mariota. Atlanta, I don't feel has any momentum after getting blown out by the Panthers, so I went with the Commanders.
So I'll agree that they don't have momentum, but I think the Panthers lit a fire under the Falcons, and they're pissed, and this is going to be their comeback story game, and they're going to step up. This is my upset pick.
You went with the second pick as the upset pick.
Just to mess with you.
Upset pick.
I picked the
Upset
Falcons on this.
pick. Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, I picked the Falcons as my upset. So
Wow, nice. All right, I love it. All right, and then the Buffalo Bills versus the New Orleans Saints. And I hate that you get to pick this first. Not fair.
because
This
you
is
want
not
the lock.
fair.
Because you want the lock. But guess what, buddy? It's a lock.
Jeez.
It's a
For the
lock.
Saints? For the Saints?
Oh yeah, sure. The Bills. The team that we're saying is
Lock.
going to go 0-17.
Cha-ching, cha-ching. He's locking that in. Oh my gosh. You lucky SOB getting to pick first.
I mean, you can take the
Yes.
walk on the next game.
I mean, I don't know. After they lost to after they beat the Packers, I mean,
Yeah.
but yeah, I picked the Bills as well. Definitely gonna win. Next pick is the Detroit Lions versus the Cleveland Browns. I went with the Lions on this one. Yes, the Browns defense is elite, and they showed that against the Packers, but I think the Lions still find a way to get it. So
Yeah, I agree. The Browns defense looks unstoppable. Like they look so good. But there's too many weapons on the Lions that they're not going to be able to stop them all. Hey, I'm going to shut down Amon-Ra St. Brown. Oh, well, who's going to cover Jamison Williams and Jameer Gibbs? And and David Montgomery. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to pick your poison on that team. So
Right.
I picked the Lions. So
All right. Perfect. Next game is the New England Patriots versus the Carolina Panthers.
I they showed me something this last week that I wasn't expecting to see from them, and I feel like they've put it together. The Panthers. I took the Panthers on this, and they looked cohesive against the
Yeah.
Falcons. Like the defense looked good, the offense looked good. I'm not a Bryce Young fan. I don't think he's like the next coming of a great quarterback. But dude, he put it together. And Ted McMillan looks amazing. He's my pick for the rookie of the year.
Alrighty. Awesome. I like it. Um, I was taking a look at the ranking. Oh, they're both the same. Okay. I kind of feel like the Patriots uh, are a better team, so I was going to take it as my upset, but they have the same record. So I went with the Panthers as well, actually, just because they had that momentum against the Falcons. So I think they're gonna beat the Patriots. Next game is the Los Angeles Chargers versus the New York Giants. Um, I get to start with this one, right?
Yep.
I'll do it. I'll put it in as my lock. Cha-ching! Lock it up. Gonna go with the Chargers beating up on the Giants. Yes, they're starting Jackson Dart. I don't know why they would start him against Jim Harbaugh's defense when he's known for having good defenses, but that's on the Giants, and I feel like the coach feels like maybe he's on the hot seat, and so he's got to do something different. Russell Wilson had a lot of boos in New York when they played against the Chiefs, but yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I went with the Chargers as well. Like it's no question. Their defense is ridiculous. There's a top five defense for sure. Even with Khalil Mack out.
Nice. Alrighty, and then we have the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Tampa Bay Bucks.
All day the Bucks. Just kidding. This is the Eagles. Like the only way the Eagles lose this game is if they actually finally start calling a fair game on that tush push. That's the only way the Eagles lose this game.
All right, fair enough. Well, I actually chose the Bucks, and so I'm going to put it as my upset. I mean, they have the same record, but
But we know the Eagles are number one. So
so upset pick. I'm going with the Bucks in an upset. I feel like I said, the Eagles kind of just got lucky, like you said, with some of the calls in the Rams game. Um, I feel like maybe they lose some momentum and the Bucks take this one. So yeah, I got them as an upset. Um, Houston versus Tennessee. So two 0-3 teams that'll finally get a win under their belt. Which, ironically, you were saying like which one of these teams like could not win a game. That would go 0-17 or whatever. But one of these teams will win a game.
yeah,
um. So I guess it's my pick. I went with Houston just because I felt like I feel like they're better than what their record shows, but this will maybe hopefully give them a little bit of momentum. So I have the Texans over Tennessee.
I picked against you, the Titans. I think they're the better of the two teams. Honestly.
Fair enough. Hey, there you go. Well, one of them will get their first win.
Yep.
Next game is the Los Angeles Rams versus the Indianapolis Colts. Which when I first looked at this on the schedule at the beginning of the season, I said, "Oh, that'll be a nice easy win for the Rams." And now I'm like, maybe not. But you could just start us off.
Um, if the Colts win this, do we have to put them in our top five at that point?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Um,
Rams, I think, get bounced out. Yeah.
I think the Colts are going to get embarrassed in this game. I think the Rams are pissed about that loss to the Eagles. They feel they shouldn't have lost that, and Matthew Stafford throws for 400 yards all over the Colts.
Nice. I would not be sad about that. I do have the Rams winning as well. I think it'll be like a closer game than what you're making it out to be. But I definitely think we improved our run game. We held Saquon Barkley, so I think we can hold Jonathan Taylor. I'm not saying we're going to fully stop him, but we didn't let Barkley score, and he didn't rush. I don't think he rushed over 100 yards.
Hey, he didn't actually
So
get 200 yards like he did every other time he played you last year.
exactly, because we stiffened up our run defense. So I think we got a good shot against the Colts. Um, Next game is the San Francisco 49ers versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Um, this game, like I could have put this as like my upset as well. But I picked the Jaguars. Like I said, I think the 49ers are pretenders, and I think the Jaguars are a decent enough team, and the 49ers don't have enough pieces with all the injuries that they have. That I think the Jaguars take
Nice. I actually took the 49ers on this, even though, like, I don't have faith in them,
it.
but I have less faith in the Jaguars. That's why I went for the 49ers. Like, Jaguars have not
Okay.
proven a damn thing. This is what, year 4 under Trevor Lawrence, year 5 under Trevor Lawrence, something like that.
Yeah.
He hasn't proven a damn thing. He was supposed to be the heir apparent, the next Tom Brady, the next Peyton Manning. The dude's trash. Like, Jameis Winston is a better quarterback.
Hot take right here on Sports Anarchy. Hot take.
And isn't Jameis Winston like the backup now to Jackson Dart?
Yes. Yes, he is.
Like, yeah, Trevor Lawrence does not deserve to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Sorry.
Wow. All right. Another hot take. Damn. Just firing them off, man. One after another. Hot take, hot take, hot take, hot take, hot take. Love it. Um, Next game is the Baltimore Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
I think I pick right.
Yeah.
1 second here. Okay. I couldn't remember what the score was for the Chiefs Giants. And I mean, they held the Giants to three field goals. You know, they did all right, but beating the Giants doesn't prove a damn thing. Like I don't think the Chiefs win this. I think the Ravens come out and win this. Like they lost to the Lions, who they felt they should have won.
Yeah.
Ravens are a better team than the Chiefs. They're a better all-around team than the Chiefs. So I think their defense finally clicks a little bit, and they shut down Pat Mahomes.
All right. I like it. Um, don't tell my wife, but I picked the Ravens to win this game. Um,
You know she
I,
watches these, right?
so I picked the Ravens. I just think, yeah, the Chiefs just haven't been able to put it together this year. The Chiefs had their number and they've beaten them the last like 4 or 5 times, but um, I think the Ravens should take this. I think it'll probably be close though. It'll be a closer game, you know. But yeah, I don't think the Chiefs come out on top.
Who's their
Um,
number one quarterback right now?
who's what?
Uh, Number one wide receiver, Jalen
For
Royal
who?
and Hollywood Brown.
Yeah.
Like that's their receiving core right now. And
And Worthy should be playing in this game, from what I heard. He's coming back from his injury.
oh, is
So
he? Okay, so
yeah.
I mean that might help them, but still, they don't have a good receiving core at all.
Yeah. All right. Next game is the Chicago Bears versus the Las Vegas Raiders. So I did not want to get yelled at by my co-host again, so I picked the Raiders for this one.
Like, come on, man.
Um,
The Bears are a bottom 10 team for sure.
they should be able to handle their business against them. Yes, the Bears got some momentum with beating down the Dallas Cowboys, but I think the Raiders should be able to take this.
Sorry, typing something here. So, yeah, I picked the Raiders. I'm a Raiders fan. Um, what's crazy is Geno Smith. The Raiders have lost their last two games. They won the first game, lost the last two games. Geno Smith is third in the league in yardage. Third.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Sam Darnold right now is number one at 905 yards. 9 yards per attempt. He's got 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Number two, Justin Herbert, 860 yards. 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. Geno Smith, 831 yards.
Wow.
The number four is Daniel Jones. That's funny. But Geno Smith is the number 3 quarterback in the league right now. And they're losing. It's bound to happen, but I think this is where the Raiders catch their breath again and they start going. So yeah, Raiders win.
Awesome. Got the Raiders. Um, Next is the Sunday night game, which is the Green Bay Packers versus the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I think the Packers bounce back. Packers have had Dallas's number for the past like so many years. Like it's, I think Cowboys are on the same level as the Bears when it comes to the Packers. Like they just can't beat them. So yeah, I think the Packers win this, and they reestablish it. You know, they're one of the top teams in the NFC.
Nice. Yeah, I am gonna go with the Packers as well. Bold prediction since you're doing all your hot takes. I think Micah gets 3 sacks in this game.
Damn, hot take. Wow.
Three
Wow.
sacks. He wants that revenge against Jerry Jones, and he's gonna take it out on Dak. And all those times he practiced them, like when they were on the practice team, and he had the red jersey, and he couldn't get him. This time, he's gonna get him. So I'm saying three sacks for him, and they have a big game.
Nice. Good
Um,
here.
yeah. uh, Two doubleheader Monday night games, and maybe they had to do this because of the first one. Miami versus the New York Jets. So two of the worst teams. Someone put a meme out the other day that said that the NFL had decided to move this game to Comedy Central.
Yeah.
um, I guess I get to start. I mean, it's a flip of a coin at this point, but I went with the Dolphins just because of how they played against the Bills last time. So
I went for the Jets because they've been in every game that they've played, and the Dolphins haven't. So the Dolphins have been in one game, and they shouldn't have been in that game. But yeah, I took the Jets. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna solidify that they're a little bit better than the Dolphins. Not much, but they're a little bit. It's gonna be a close game, like 28-24.
yeah, someone again gets their first W in the win column.
Yep.
Um, and then the other doubleheader Monday night game is the Denver Broncos versus the Cincinnati Bengals.
I took the Broncos on this because Jake Browning is going to get demolished by that Broncos defense. I think the Broncos defense hasn't played their best yet, and they've given up a lot of points, but they're gonna step up.
Yeah, I agree. I went with the Broncos just because of Browning, unfortunately. If they had Joe Burrow, I definitely maybe would lean more towards the Bengals, but yeah, without having him, they're kind of ducks in the water right now. So
But I
yeah.
will I will throw this in there in Browning's defense. He threw 4 interceptions and still won a game. Like, how do you do that?
Take some talent, I tell you what.
Right.
um, Alrighty, well, that wraps up our picks of the week. NFL picks of the week.
Picks of the
Um,
week.
picks of the week. Picks of the week. um, so as always, like, comment, subscribe, like to all our YouTube videos, shorts, our TikToks, share them, send them out to people. We'll do what we did today, and we will shout you out with your comments if you leave any comments. Let us know your top five. Let us know your bottom five. Like we don't mind talking about it. Like it's not like we're like Chris said, we might not necessarily agree with you, but we'll say it. We'll say what you feel, and we'll
Yeah.
debate it, and we'll kind of go from there. We'll stick with our normal hashtag Sports Anarchy. Before we had the hashtag Tush Push. I don't know if we want to keep on doing that one or not because we didn't really talk about it, I guess, in depth this time like we did
Yeah.
last time. Um, I'm trying to think of what other hashtag we could do other than Sports Anarchy. We'll have to think of a new one to start doing. Maybe hashtag like Indiana Jones or something like that with the way that he's been playing. Um, yeah, we'll think of something, or let us know, and we'll do a hashtag like shout out or something if you guys want to do that.
Yeah.
Listen to us on Spotify is where it gets distributed out. If you want to see our lovely faces, then you can always watch the YouTube uh, episode. Any last things to wrap up before we close it out?
No. Remember, comment, like, subscribe. It's free. It's free for you. Helps us.
There you go, exactly. And we want to hit another 1,000 views again. That would be amazing. More so for our actual podcast than the YouTube Shorts, but we'll take it. We'll take either or. But until next week, we will catch you guys on the flip side.
Later.
Peace.